Hello, and thanks very much for being with us for Pitt Beyond the Script alongside Director of Athletics Heather Lyke. I'm Rob King. Heather, the perfect guest as we wrap up our final show in the first season of Pitt Beyond the Script. Heather, I want to start by looking back to the fall season. The football team wins the Coastal Championship. The volleyball team wins the ACC Championship. What was it like to watch those rides?
You know, I think we had those expectations for women's volleyball. Their team is such a strong unit. Their coaching staff is exceptional. And I know they had those expectations in the talent level to do it. But it's always hard. I mean, once you climb the mountain, everybody's trying to knock you off. And so it's really an exceptional opportunity for them to have won that second ACC championship, and it was just super exciting. And it was exceptional to be able to host the NCAA Championships too. And I will tell you, Panther Nation, we sold out I don't know how many games up at the field house, and then there was a tremendous crowd here for the NCAAs, and so we are grateful for the people that come and got to come and see that team compete at the highest level. So that was terrific. And then football, you know, to take that step.
Yeah. The coach in our doozy and your great staff, Heather Lyke, terrific AD, the great Dan Marino is behind me back here.
Thanks.
Dan Marino and Jimbo Covert were there and taking selfies and videotaping it, and you would have thought they were on the team. And so to see that sense of pride in our alumni and in the fans was exceptional. To take that step to get into the ACC championship game was really critical for this program.
Well, that's a little different look when you're talking about Jimbo Covert and Dan Marino being in the locker room, because you're not only a fan like the rest of the fans for the Panthers, but you're also, you're the boss, and you have personal relationships. How do you view, sports teams and events differently, you think, than your average Panther fan?
You know, for us, it's a connection. You know, it's a way that we invite people back to campus or on the road to come to an event. And it's a platform where all of these people have these great memories, or we create new memories. And that's the most rewarding, I think, is when you get the chance to create a new memory and you were there in that moment. And then our student athletes, I think, are just great examples of being thankful for the people that support the programs. And our coaches connect, and when you get a chance to let alumni or donors or anyone connected to the program in that locker room or in that moment or at a team meal, it's just a special memory that you have, and you stay connected to it.
I think a lot of people are aware, obviously, the football team, the volleyball team got some press and some notoriety, but there are other programs that were really successful. The indoor track team, the wrestling programs, I mean, maybe not as widely known, but certainly proudly looked at, I'm sure, within the athletic department and the university.
Yeah, I mean, it's starting to turn. You know, we're transforming this athletic department to go be an ACC national competitor, and each team is moving in the right trajectory. You know, I will say that you'll see continued improvement. This past weekend, we had 2 swimmers on the podium for the first time ever. And you're thinking, first time ever? But that's where it starts. You got to start somewhere. And so you start to build, and success is contagious. And they see that it can happen in women's volleyball. You can win back-to-back ACC championships. Why can't it happen in wrestling? Why not in swimming? Why not in soccer? And so success is certainly contagious, and that's the kind of culture we're trying to focus on.
You mentioned soccer, men's and women's, basketball. You knew these weren't going to be quick overnight fixes.
No, I mean, if it was easy, anyone could do it, and that's why we hired the coaches we did. These are coaches, whether it's Coach Waldrum or Vidovich, Capel, White, they're coaches who have great confidence in themselves and great belief in what we can do here at Pitt.
But they're on the upward trajectory. The Zoom is back in full effect.
Yeah, those programs are all headed in the right direction. I'm really excited to see soccer kick off next fall. Obviously, we want to finish as well as we can in the basketball season, but this is a building process, and we're here to build it with those coaches.
Were there moments that maybe we didn't see, that you saw, putting on the spot here, that stick out to you, that we didn't see on highlight films?
Oh man, there's so many. Every day is kind of a highlight film in one way or another. Something happens that you don't expect in a good way. I just passed 2 wrestlers coming down here who are getting ready for the ACC Championships, and we're hosting the NCAA Championships in a week here at PPG Arena downtown, and the demand for that ticket, it is an extraordinary stage. And one of the kids I just passed he's a top 5 wrestler in the country in his weight class. Could he upset them? Yeah, I mean, he really could. And I just said, hey, Mickey, we're gonna see you, you know, I'd love to see you on that. The last day of an NCAA wrestling championship is an extraordinary experience, and they raise the mat, and you think it's like Rocky, you know, and we're putting him in a place. And, you know, Keith Gavin and our coaching staff, they've been there. They have won the NCAA championship, so they know what it's like to walk out to that mat. So if I'd want to walk out with a coach who's been there, you know, that's the feeling you want. And so to have Coach Gavin right there with him. So those kind of moments where the kids know that you know what is ahead of their, you know, the next 2 weeks, and just to encourage them along the way is a moment that, you know, I just happened chance to pass Mickey today.
Oh, wonderful. We have much more coming up. We're going to continue on with Director of Athletics Heather Lyke when we resume on Pitt Beyond the Script after this.